Okay, so we're gonna move to a next project that's pretty much using the same technique you've been practicing all along, and it's maybe the field that's used the most. It's animation, and you're gonna use breaking down in simple shapes. So the first prompt, if you looked at, hopefully you looked at the PowerPoint. That's the assignment, and I give you two choices. I give you creating a spokesperson slash mascot for a product of your choice, or since it's pretty current right now and pretty new, creating a new mascot for UNLV. So it's entirely up to you. I mean, one will be, it's not better than the other. It's just whatever you inspired the most by. So for this kind of little demo, I chose a product that I had around. It's the Maruchan Instant Lunch, which is kind of you guys know that. It's like instant soup, instant noodles. You know, a cup, styrofoam cup, you open the lid, you add hot water in there, and then you just let it sit and it turns into, voila, a wonderful lunch filled with salt. Actually, it's too much sodium. If you have a little bit of high blood pressure, you should stay away from it. But, you know, just for the sake of things. So if I look at the packaging itself, it's a cardboard ring around the cup. So I'm just gonna use the cup. You know, I'm gonna start sketching. So right now we're just doing the equivalent of thumbnails, trying to find ideas. Okay, I got the cup. I'm gonna create my center line here, a little bit 3/4 front. I'm gonna add, you know, a little nose like this, you know, maybe eyes, you know, a little face on the, you know, on the side like this. Okay, that's kind of cute. Then what? Then this guy needs, I guess, you know, in order to be able to animate it, I'm gonna have legs. So I got a little shoes here, you know, little legs. So right now you're just sketching little ideas. You're not cleaning up anything. You're just looking for ideas. And then, you know, I'm gonna have arm maybe. So, you know, creating little hands. Another one would be here, you know. And all right, so far I got this going, which is kind of cute. But then on top, something is missing. So I know there is kind of a lid, but I'm gonna open that up. I don't know if it's gonna be, I'm gonna have to pull that down a little bit for you guys to see better. All right, I'm gonna open that up. So the lid like this, okay, it's kind of it's made of paper or whatever. And inside I'm gonna reveal, you know, the noodles, and actually one can be sticking out like this, and that creates kind of a little fun little haircut. And also this is a potential of a lot of fun stuff. When you go into animation, you're looking for things that you can add, you know, interest and character with. So for instance, if he's running away from something, you know, where, you know, he's running very fast, you know, and you can have, you know, looking this direction, you can have all the noodles kind of going this way, and that adds kind of a fun, you know, comedy to your character. So that's what you're doing right now. You pick a product or a couple of products and you're sketching out little ideas like this, okay? Finding out something cool to do with it. When you're done with this, send me pics, send me photos, and I would feedback to you and help you pick the best one. Then what you want to go into, let's say we okay this one. You want to go, let me see if, yeah, I got to draw somewhere here. You're going to do the turnaround. So the turnaround, it's what's done and sent to the animation studio. Usually, my experience in the field is that we were the blue pencil artists, meaning you create characters and then it's sent somewhere else when they do the animation. But they need to have a turnaround, because if I just send this, they don't know what it looks like in all directions. So you're gonna do a turnaround. You start with the front view. So in that case, your center line would be centered. And then you're gonna kind of put it like if you were lining up, you know, hopefully you never went to the police station, but that's, you know, you kind of do a lineup like this. You looking front, and, you know, that's gonna be the nose, the eyes, you know, the smile is on the, you know, on the side, and then the lid is gonna be like this, right? And then you're gonna have you know, your noodle right here, the noodle right there. So when you got the front view F, okay, you want to take a ruler. I'm not going to do that. It would take too much time. And you're gonna have guidelines all across, from the top to the cup, for this instance, everything that you need to keep in proportion, okay? That way I know when things fall. So, you know, I know, for instance, I'm gonna do my 3/4 front, so my cup will be right here, okay? So this guideline here, I'll move to that side, okay, for 3/4 front, and then it's gonna look, you know, his feet is gonna look like this, gonna look this direction, okay? His nose would be like this, then you would have the eyes, then you would have this little smile, then this would be, you know, in perspective as well. Then you would have the noodles, and then the noodle right here, okay? And then the arms would be like here, and the other one you don't see behind. So this would be 3/4 front, okay? Of course, you would clean that up, ink that, and if you want color, you can. So when you move, you know, all the way, you have 5 views. So you have front, 3/4 front, then the next one logically would be profile. So I'm gonna move it right here. So this line, you know, should be erased, but your nose would be here, eyes would be here, the little smile, the arm would fall here, the little legs would be right here, then the blade would be right there, and you know, the noodles right here. Then you move on, so that would be profile, then would be 3/4 back, 3/4 back, and then it would be, oh, actually this one would be back, and the next one will be 3/4 back. It doesn't matter which order you put them, as long as you start with the front. That's gonna give you the proportion for those guidelines, okay? So the guidelines in that, you know, if I'm drawing this, it's gonna be the top of the cup, the bottom, where the arms rest, I mean the bottom of the feet, and then the size of the lid. That way, again, you know, I avoid going up and down. So you're gonna create that for the funnel, but I would do a bunch of little sketches before I get comfortable with it. And then if you look at the PowerPoint, you have a couple of examples of students' work. You can colorize it if you want, if you have markers or if you have color pencil. I mean, after you ink, you can put color in it. It's entirely up to you. If you don't have color, don't worry about it. I mean, just ink it. You can put a little shading in it. It needs to be clean, that's all. So again, what's due, you do all that research work, then you send it to me, you get it approved, and then we go full size, okay? So turn around, and then what's due, let's see if I have, it's such a small area to work, but okay, so, and then, you know, if I had this little guy, I could do, you know, for the visual, you know, I could do this little guy, you know, just, you know, it might be, you know, it might be holding like, you know, the package itself, you know, with the ring and the logo Maruchan, you know, and it can be doing like a thumbs up kind of a deal, you know, with and that I would show this, you know, cleaned up. Of course, that's just the concept. You know, that would be my visual, and underneath it would be the turnaround. Okay, so it's your turn to have fun. Pick a product that inspires you, that you have ideas for. Do a bunch of little thumbnail sketches like this, and then send them to me. And then when it's approved, you can go full size.